Friends come and go, but they seem to go more often than not. And how do we get over that? It's time for another Alex Uncut.
Let's put our living stereotypes.
He's telling Wallace for a reason.
This is not a Not sure I should have been smiling in that introduction. Hey, we lose friends. That's awesome, dude. It's not. That's why I'm sitting down trying to be a little bit more mature about this conversation. And we'll see if I actually end up being more mature. I'm not sure. Let's go at it. Don't forget to send a question for next week, by the way. We get questions under the previous Alex Uncut, and I answer one of them the following week, and that's what I'm going to do right now. We got a video question here from, this is 7th, who asks, what are some of the hardest life lessons you learned living in Korea and since you started doing YouTube? So the original question wasn't about friendship, but if you haven't guessed already, it's gonna be. The hardest life lessons you've learned. And the truth of the matter is, friendship is something that is very fragile, very easy to lose, and losing it is a part of life. When I moved to Korea, I would say 10 years ago, almost exactly, I did this to other people. I am the one who left people and ruined friendships, separated from people back at home so I could live this new and exciting life. Losing friends isn't always a terrible thing. It can lead to better opportunities for you and for the person who is leaving, or vice versa. But when it comes to hard life lessons, within that category of losing friends, I've had to learn 3 pretty tough ones here in Korea, especially as a YouTuber. And let's go ahead and dive into those 3 right now. Number 1, I've lost friends because, to be honest, they put themselves before me. And this happens a lot. If I were to categorize it as a YouTuber, they're in it to win it. And they don't think you can be a part of that. That is a scary thought, to think that someone's gonna leave you behind because you're not good enough. But it's even weirder when it happens to you out of the blue, when you have a good friendship or you thought you were close to somebody and they end up making career moves, political moves, or even friendship moves that will help themselves, and it's at the expense of you. Now, this has happened to me numerous times, as it's probably happened to everyone out there watching, but the example I have is I was helping to create this event that was really gonna be awesome, gonna be so cool. I came up with the event, actually, but I didn't take lead because I didn't think I had the time to do it, and I wasn't sure I was the right person to. But I did think I was a part of it, coming up with the event and also giving ideas here and there when it was necessary. What happened was, halfway through the planning of the event, we started meeting new people, and through those connections, someone else started to take over the event. Because, I don't know, but I feel like halfway through, the people or person I was working with decided that those people that we were working and connecting with, the people that had talent agencies, the people that had sponsorship money, that had venues, well, they were just more valuable to the team than I was, even though I was on the team. And basically, while it wasn't intentionally a way to slight me or to hurt me, I and other people were left behind, and that's just what happens sometimes. Sometimes other people get blinded by the fact that, wow, I could be successful with this event, and look at these big people talking to me about my projects and my dreams, that eventually they all go Justin Timberlake on you and leave and say, well, that was a good example of someone who should have left. He did pretty well on his own. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe more like JC Chavez or Lance Bass. I should not know these names. I really shouldn't. But I do. So you lose people, you lose friends because they want something and you can't offer it. The second way that you often lose friends, and this is a life lesson for me, is that you have to choose sides. And I hated this because I'm an extrovert. I love being everyone's friend. It makes my life happier, but in the end, you end up pissing off your own friends, and that's a struggle. Because I had a case where I had 2 YouTuber friends who collaborated with each other, and when you collaborate, it's kind of like an unwritten contract that you both edit the video, make the other person look good, and upload the videos. Well, person A did that, and person B said, I don't like my video, so I'm not uploading it. What? Now, at first I was trying to be like, well, maybe devil's advocate here and there, but what ended up happening is I wasn't choosing the side of the person I cared about, and that person felt like I was betraying them. And that's the way it really truly is. You have to choose sides on some of these things. Obviously, if there's a moral right and wrong answer that you have to follow, choose that person's side who went with your moral instincts or whatever. But when it comes to close friends as well, you've got to sometimes choose your close friends. And while I do agree with person A the way it went down, I did stop hanging out and talking with person B. It happens in life, but it's a tough one to swallow. The third one was people move on, and this was the hardest lesson to learn in Korea. Because you come here, for me as an English teacher, and people left after the first year, second year, third year. My closest friends were leaving. And then I went to grad school, and I lost some friends who went back home after that. And then I got into YouTube, and I lost people that weren't only going home, some of them were just living in Seoul, but they had different plans, so they stopped doing YouTube or they stopped working together with me. And you lose friends for what I thought were the dumbest of reasons. But in reality, they were very legitimate. It's life. Some people need to get better jobs, make more money, go back home and see their family. Some people just don't love YouTube anymore, or whatever it is you're doing. And in the end, the hardest lesson of all of those friendship lessons to learn was sometimes relationships just fizzle. Whether it's a romantic relationship or, in my case, these, YouTube or teacher relationships, they just fizzle out over time. But it's okay. I want to put the bright side of this, out there for the public to see, of course. I want you to know that it's not a bad thing and everyone goes through it. Number one, it's easy to get over the first one because when someone takes advantage of you, you just realize that maybe you didn't have that close of a friendship after all. It was a mutual benefit friendship where the other person was taking more than what was mutually beneficial. And that's better when you lose that friend, or at least you don't be as close as you used to be. I think that's the way I stand with a lot of those people. Number two, choose your sides. For those who are extroverted like me, I can't stress enough, do this. Don't be everyone's friend all the time. You end up separating yourself from those that you really do care about and those that you're close to. It's a very important life lesson to learn, and I really would encourage you to consider being a little bit unfriendly to people who are not on your friend's team. I don't know why I pointed to nobody over here, but here's my friend. How about that? And finally, for the last one, sometimes friends move on, and there's nothing you can do. Sorry, I hope you weren't looking for, a perfect answer of how to fix this. You have to learn to let people go. And again, it might be a relationship that fizzles out. It might be a friendship that just slowly fades apart. Fades away, pulls apart. You know what I mean. But that's what happens. There is one way you can try to solve this relationship, and that is to actually pick up the phone and call them. Send them a message, set up a meeting time, get on a Skype call, FaceTime, whatever you use, and meet up. Or in my case, I took a message, hey, I'm going to be in Thailand, so you should go to Thailand. See the tan? I'm a little dark. I got a little burnt here. But I answered the call, and I went to Thailand to meet a friend who I don't get to see very often from university. If you want to keep those friendships, the only thing you can do is really put in the time and effort. And I can't stress that enough as well. If you want to keep friendships, it's time and it's effort. Go out of your way to meet them for a dinner, for a Skype, FaceTime call, whatever it may be. Meet them on vacation somewhere. But that's the only way to save those friendships that slowly fade apart, is to pull yourselves back together, if that's what you want. There you go. I mean, we've all got Rolodexes of names of people we've lost because of people moving apart, moving away. Just, it's hard, it's tough. But tell me about your experiences as well, and how you get over losing friends, or how you prevent losing friends, or just share anything about it that you think I missed out on this video, or that you want to correct. I love reading your comments down below. That's why I put the little heart down there. It shows that I've read the comment. I usually try to respond as well. Of course, leave a comment and a question for next week. What should I answer? What do you want to hear about? And, oh, speaking of which, I do answer some of the extra questions as well. AKA Tiffy asks, If you knew that you were going to die in exactly an hour, what would your last thought out words be? What would you do? How would you spend those moments? I would contact my closest of kin, even though I think it'd be hard to give them the bad news. They would be devastated. I'd rather I give it to them than a doctor. So my family, I don't know why I call my family closest of kin. And significant other, yeah. And for everyone else, you guys are getting a YouTube video online that says how the things I appreciate in my life, and I encourage you to do that. I'm gonna make a viral video when I die. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm a YouTuber, is what I would do. Come on. The other question comes from Dora. Sometimes people say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Other times they say, don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. Are they different or equivalent? Why? I think they are actually very different. The second one, don't do unto others, is about respecting other people's beliefs and opinions, their personal space. Just because I like something and I love apple pie doesn't mean that someone who's allergic to apples, I should give them apple pie. Don't do things that harm other people, and don't do things that would harm you if they did to you. I think it's more about respecting each other's space, and that's why I think it's a little bit different. So, y'all know what to do. Leave a comment, leave a question for next week. Like the video, hashtag feed the narcissism, because that's what drives this channel. And, of course, you know, just share it and, oh yeah. This was Alex Uncut, as real as it gets. Don't forget to always be good, do good, feel good, and of course, repeat. Be good to your friends. Goodbye, hase, yo. Oh, you know I wasn't leaving. Make sure to go ahead and click those links down there. Watch a new video, watching this video, whatever. And then the face is here if you haven't subscribed yet. Come on, subscribe. See that number go up a little bit more. Ready? Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, can't go any lower.